Title: Officer Ruby and the New Bunny in Town Theme. Friendship, vulnerability, and the gentle courage to connect. It was a fresh spring morning in Whistlewood. The air smelled of blooming clovers and cinnamon rolls from Mr. Tilly's bakery. Birds chirped from rooftop nests while the town slowly came to life. Officer Ruby zipped through the cobbled streets on her scooter, her ears bouncing with each turn. With her little side satchel full of mail, safety posters, and a potful of jelly beans, she made her usual morning rounds. As she passed the town square, something, or someone, caught her eye. On a weathered wooden bench beneath the wisteria tree sat a bunny she didn't recognize. He had soft brown fur, droopy ears, and oversized round glasses that slid down his nose every few seconds. He was nibbling a carrot muffin, but mostly staring at his paws. Ruby slowed to a stop. "Hey there," she chirped. "You new in town?" The bunny blinked, startled. He hesitated before nodding. "I'm Benny," he said quietly. "Just moved here with my aunt. We're staying by the old windmill." "I'm Officer Ruby," she said, hopping off her scooter. "Welcome to Whistlewood. It's the kind of town where muffins vanish and friends appear." Benny smiled faintly, but there was a tired look in his eyes, like someone who wasn't sure where he fit. Ruby plopped onto the bench beside him. "Want a tour? I'll show you the best blueberry patch in town." "I guess," Benny said, looking unsure. "I'm not really good at meeting people." "That's all right," Ruby winked. "The blueberries don't talk back anyway." They wandered slowly through the garden lanes. Benny carried his half-eaten muffin like a security blanket. Ruby pointed out tiny details: the cracked tile on Mrs. Hedgehog's chimney that looked like a duck, the dandelion that always grew through the mayor's sidewalk, the one snail who insisted on crossing Main Street every morning. Benny chuckled. Ruby noticed it and smiled. But at the town market, Benny froze. A group of cheerful townsfolk were chatting near a produce stand. A raccoon in an apron waved at Ruby. "Officer Ruby, come get some radishes before the squirrels do." Ruby waved back. Benny tugged at her sleeve. "Can we go around?" "I don't like crowds." Ruby nodded without a blink. "Of course, the secret alley route has better smells anyway." They detoured through the bakery alley, where sweet dough scents clung to the air. Benny relaxed as they walked beside stacked crates of flour and sugar sacks. "Do you always know what to say?" Benny asked. "Not even close," Ruby said, laughing. "Sometimes I just say something weird and hope someone laughs. It works more than you'd think. I usually stay quiet. It's easier." Ruby looked at him gently. "Sometimes easy isn't the same as better. I used to be quiet too. But then I realized, if I didn't speak up, who'd hear all my ridiculous ideas?" Later that afternoon, Ruby brought Benny to the community garden. "Everyone helps out here, even Barkley, and he once tried to plant jelly beans." Benny smiled again. A real one this time. Ruby handed him a trowel and a pack of snapdragon seeds. As they worked, some neighbors strolled by and waved. Benny managed a few shy nods. A little mouse named Pip offered him a tiny watering can. Benny thanked him softly. By sunset, he'd planted a full row of bright yellow flowers. As the sky turned sherbet orange, Ruby led Benny up Firefly Hill, a grassy knoll that overlooked the twinkling town below. They sat together in comfortable silence. Fireflies blinked between them like glowing thoughts. "Today was okay," Benny said. "Just okay? Better than okay." It felt like a deep breath, like I didn't have to try so hard. Ruby leaned back on her paws. "That's what friends do. They make you feel like yourself. No performance needed." The next day, Benny showed up early at the bakery, already munching on another muffin. Ruby grinned. "Reporting for duty? You said you needed help fixing that sign by the post office, right?" They spent the morning hammering, painting, and laughing whenever Ruby accidentally smeared paint on her ears. Benny opened up more, sharing stories about his old town, his favorite books, and how he used to write poems he never showed anyone. Ruby promised to read one if he ever felt brave. That afternoon, they found themselves tangled in a kite string chase, rescuing a duckling from a fountain, and helping Madame Lulabelle carry a giant basket of laundry up her spiral stairs. Benny tripped once and nearly dropped a pair of pink bloomers, but Ruby caught them with a dramatic bow. By the end of the week, Benny was part of the town in ways he never expected. He wasn't loud. He didn't make big speeches. But he was kind, thoughtful, reliable, and Ruby made sure he knew that was more than enough. One evening, as they sat on the bench beneath the wisteria where they first met, Benny turned to Ruby. "You know, I thought moving here was going to be the worst thing ever." Ruby looked at him. "And now?" "Now I think it was the beginning of something good." She nodded. "Sometimes it takes a little courage to start over. But having someone by your side? That makes all the difference."